Que Knicks fans. Welcome to episode 71 of Knicks Wildin' Podcast. Finally recording after a dub. The energy is different after we get a dub. So Knicks beat the Brooklyn Nets 121-102. Not Pelai. There's a lot of people that have been texting me all the time, like, yo, how we got the same record as Brooklyn? Are we near Brooklyn? And it's like, bro, it's been 20 games. Relax. The season's gonna shake out, and I'm telling you, we're not gonna be near Brooklyn. And we showed it in the first game that we're in a different level as Brooklyn. Even though Brooklyn missed a lot of shots, fellas, there was a lot of open threes I think that they missed that if they would have made, it would have been a different story. But as we always say on this show, is a make or miss league, and they were missing their shots, and they had nobody to stop Julius Randle at all. Nobody at all. He was straight up babying everybody. So that's that. But let me introduce the guys that's on the show. Don Juan. We here with the usuals today, fella. We here with the usual. Don Juan. Tell the people it's really good.
What's going on? What's going on, fellas? What's going on? Nick fans feels good, like Triple M said, feels good to be back after a dub, but not only a dub, but back after this road trip that we thought, we many of us feared. I mean, we kept talking about it like in the last episode that this was gonna be a nice, a pretty good test for us as we go on this road trip, a West Coast trip that could make or break certain teams, especially when you consider the competition that we were facing. But we came back pretty good. I mean, 32, I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, on the 5 game road trip. Well, one of them technically isn't an away game, but let's just call it what it is. It's an away game, even though that's MSG Junior. Because yesterday, man, the fans showed out. But nonetheless, feeling good that we came out 3-2 off of that West Coast road trip, and we back home as the team is gonna get ready for some tough battles in MSG now against the Milwaukee Bucks, who we seem to be facing them. I feel like every other week we have a game against them, but nonetheless, we ain't scared. We gotta take these battles for what they are, and talk about it with our guys as we're here to celebrate with some good news and milestones that we checked off our list, and we're gonna talk about it later on in the episode. But feels good to be back and talking with my guys, man. What's going on?
Yeah, it was a dominating game. It was a dominating game from all aspects from the Knicks. We talk about a lot on this show for free throw shootings. Knicks shot 20, 25 from the line. It's knocking down those free throws. And the rebound at 54 rebounds, spearheaded by Josh Hart, 13 rebounds. It was a great win. It was a great win that got dampened by some news that we'll be talking about after Zebo. Tell the people it's really good, man, and tell them about that Brooklyn game.
What's the word, man? Yo, real quick, because obviously I was late to the last episode, but I was able to overhear a little bit. I was a little, and I just need y'all to remind me because the predictions y'all had for for this road record, I need a reminder. What you said, Don Juan? Because I'm pretty sure you said we only gained like 1 or 2. We only gained like 1 win. I'm pretty sure one of y'all said we only get 1 win within this road
I
trip.
might have said that honestly. I'm gonna have to
You
look back. I'm gonna have to look back.
I'm just
What
making
I
because
would say that I do remember is that I said in these next 9 games, this is after the Jazz game, I said we would go 3-6, and so far we got 3, and we still got some tough games here coming up. So I'm not gonna say I'm put it this way, I'm not on a good pace right now for my prediction. My
you
prediction seems like it's gonna be
nah.
wrong, and I'm happy about it. I'm actually I would love for these guys to prove me wrong. I was a little pessimistic. Yes, I mean you can't blame me. We had
Yeah.
that performance against the Jazz that was disgusting, and then when you also consider that Mitchell Robinson was out, and we have been playing terrible defense, I thought maybe your team was gonna fold. I'm not gonna lie, well, that maybe your team was gonna fold. But I also mentioned that this is a good time to go away and be on the West Coast where the team could rally up together and build some momentum. But I didn't want to be wrong. I was like, you know what? The team is playing terrible defense, 3-6. Hey, the
Listen,
team
bro.
was
All I hear
playing
is a
well.
bunch
I'm
of
not mad.
Listen,
But
bro,
call
all I
me
hear
out.
is a
Call
bunch of
me out. I deserve
excuses.
it.
Triple M, what you said too, because I'm pretty sure you said that this road trip was about to be bad works too. So I need to hear. I need a recap as far as what you said too, because you out there real quiet right now.
Well, honestly, I'm just letting you rock because obviously you didn't listen to the show. Obviously, you just didn't listen to the show because while Don Juan and our guy Al Diddy, shout out to Al, he was on the last episode. They were like, "Oh man, the Knicks not looking too good. We're gonna struggle." Me, Triple M, usually the bearer of bad news was overly positive. I
It was.
said,
It was.
and this was a great
Alright,
saying. We're gonna have to
alright.
clip this. I said, I believe in this team because the way Julius has been balling. I'm like, if he starts
Oh,
getting some help, and we could combine a Jalen Brunson. Yo, this was yo Triple M was on the money last.
all right.
I
I'm just
said we could
making sure. I'm just
combine
making
a
sure.
Jalen Brunson showing or a RJ showing with Julius' performance. We're gonna be all right. And I said 6-3.
He
So we
did.
looking very good on my prediction.
All
And
right,
exactly what happened. Jaden Brunson gives us a 50 ball.
all
Julius keeps
right.
balling. And on the last game, it was a team effort. DiVincenzo was killing. And who else
I'm
we
just
beat?
making
What was
sure.
it? Oh,
I'm
the
just making
Lakers. The
sure.
Lakers
The
game was
Lakers game.
another great game from our guys all around. JB, RJ. He kind of blew mine because he didn't hit the over 15 points. But you know, and he struggled in the
All
fourth.
right. I'm just
But
I'm just making I'm just making
oh
sure,
no,
bro. I'm just keeping
start
receipts because you're
watch
right
the
though. You usually the
episode.
negative one. You
Go
usually the
watch the
negative one. So
episode. I
I'm just
am.
making
He
I
is.
sure.
am.
He is.
You
That's what
usually
caught
the
a lot of
negative
us by
one. So that's why I'm
surprise.
just
But
making sure. So if it was me, I would have gotten it all right because I knew the Clippers game. Like the Clippers, listen, they hot right now. I knew they was gonna come in. I knew they was gonna come in with a vengeance. You guys got to remember that we literally played James Harden the first game he got to the Clippers, so I knew they was gonna come
yeah,
in with a vengeance. LA game, I'll be honest, we usually play very well against LA, so I wasn't surprised about the outcome there. Obviously, we got the 50 ball from Jalen Brunson. That really helped. That fourth quarter was just masterful. It was crazy. So I was just making sure because usually you're right. You are the negative one. So
I hear you though. I hear you. I put it this way. I said a lot of the things you said about the Clippers, but we could say the same thing about the Suns. The Suns, they got their team back, even though Bradley Beal had just got back just a few games ago. He got injured. I'm pretty sure that would have affected the game differently. And the Lakers
right.
been playing good too. I mean, they were fresh off the end season
Off the eye
tournament.
ticket, right?
You can't
Yeah.
blame me for being a little pessimistic, man. You can't blame me, man. But I'm
Well,
I'm happy to be proven wrong, man.
Don
Happy
Juan,
to be proven wrong.
Don Juan. I just discovered something, man. Just as Zebo called out Julius, and Julius hasn't looked back since. Maybe you have to be pessimistic now and be down on your team, and that will spark the team. This is
Woo!
just mind blowing right here, man.
It
This is
is.
the
It
next
is.
while, we are the luck. We are the luck. We are the luck
Believe
on
it.
this show.
I believe it.
But fellas, man, even though we're here laughing and joking around, the Knicks were discovered a massive blow yesterday when it was announced that Mitchell Robinson will miss the entire season. So we've had some time here to think about it. How big is this loss of Mitchell Robinson, Don Juan?
Mm. It's pretty big. I mean, initially when everything happened, obviously we didn't know he was going to be out for this long. It was, he'd be reevaluated 8 to 10 weeks, but season long is a problem. Few years back when Mitchell Robinson was out for the playoff when we played the Hawks in that first round and Mitchell Robinson was out, we saw that how that affected us then. He was that was a glaring weakness of ours. And fortunately for us, I feel like we do have a pretty good backup. The only problem is you don't have the depth as in the center position. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm okay with what we got now. I feel like with Hardenstein, I feel like we got a bit of a different look to the team. As you can see, the offense is flowing. The guy, you know, not to say he's not a good defender because he is pretty good defensively as well, but it's just the dynamic just it changes completely when he's out there with the starters. I mean, he's finding guys. He he's just the guy that's IQ is up there, especially on the offensive end, where Mitchell Robinson lacks. We can't deny that. But they both play completely different games. But the only worry for me is just the depth. I mean, we got Sims already got hurt literally a couple games into after Mitchell Robinson got hurt. So it just goes to show you that we're gonna have to address that position ASAP, because even Sims, as much as he could play at least 10-15 minutes out there, the guy isn't he's not a player that should be starting, and he might not even be a serviceable backup either. He might be at best a third string center, and some might even disagree that he shouldn't even be in the league. But I'm okay with him at the end of the day. He needs the playing time. He needs to develop, and that's what it is. But we got Taj, and and at the end of the day, if I'm not mistaken, last week I said Taj is gonna be a serviceable center, a serviceable bet player on our bench. I don't expect him to be playing too much minutes. And look at where we at now. I mean, Taj had to call himself out the game yesterday because he couldn't even play anymore. I mean, it just goes to show you that the man is just. I mean, he's 38 years old. He was just probably home chilling, wasn't even thinking about coming back to the NBA. And some Tibbs called, I need you, my guy. He showed up, and he's being serviceable, and he's done good at what we've asked him to do. But I mean, to expect him to be playing in a backup role is too much to ask for. So it really feels like the Knicks are gonna be in a position where we're gonna have to be in the market. So that's that. I'm worried, but I'm worried more because of the market, like not necessarily for the not necessarily for who we have, because I feel like we have a good starter right now, but it's the market, like who's out there and who's willing to trade with us. I feel like there is a real thing when it comes to a Knicks tax. Well, if there's a such thing as a Knicks tax, it just went up because now we're coming to the market with out of desperation. Now we actually need a center, and I'm pretty sure guys are just gonna, if someone was worth a second round pick, they might be worth 2 second round picks. Hell, maybe even a first round pick. And we have lots of those. And then they know that we have a lot of picks. So it's gonna be tricky, and the front office is gonna have a tough situation here, because they always try to build from within, but it seems like we're running out of options. Like I said, Sims got hurt already. So it's gonna be interesting to see how it plays out. But so far, I mean, we have it has been I can't say I'm disappointed. I mean, I'm not disappointed at all how we've played without Mitchell Robinson, because you know we got guys like Hardenstein that stepped it up.
Yeah, man, that Mitchell Robinson injury was massive. It's super disappointing just because we seen Mitch grow as a player, fellas.
Yeah,
Like
that's a
he
fact.
came as this scrawny kid, and now he's just a monster, leading the league in offensive rebounding. I think I saw a stat like most offensive rebounds in a 25 game sample size ever, and it's just a blow. It's just a blow because I felt like a lot of times, and we mentioned this on the show before, the Knicks' best offense sometimes was missing a shot because Mitchell Robinson was going to be right there
Yeah,
for the offensive rebound and kind of put it up or find somebody open in the corner. So it's tough. It's tough, but I want to push back a little bit on what you said, Don Juan, what you said about the Knicks tax. I think we'll be all right with what we have now, and Leon will try to get a buyout player or try to shake out some value. I mean, the thing with the Knicks lately that we can all agree with is that they're patient. Sometimes a little too patient, but damn, they're patient, and they're gonna wait for that deal. So if some team is taxing, Leon is gonna be like, "Nah, I'm good." We saw that with Donovan Mitchell, who we knew
that's
we
a fact.
needed and we wanted, and Leon
I
said,
wanted to come in.
RJ and 3 picks. Y'all want that? Nah, we want RJ Grimes and more picks. He said, nah, that shit is over, and it looks like it's working out so far. So I would disagree there where the Knicks might become desperate because I think the Knicks would be all right right now. Like they would run this with a little Hartenstein and when Sims comes back, and then maybe a little Taj, which I don't want. I don't want that. But I look at some of the names out there, and it's straight out depressing. I mean, we talking about DeMarcus Cousin. or
Gee.
Dwight Howard straight out of Tawan or wherever he's at.
Andre Drummond.
Andre Andre Drummond. Oh my, I'm about to start crying if I keep naming these players, bro. Talking about Bobo. Mo Bamba, what
Mo
is he
Bamba,
doing?
I just
Chip
heard.
West in the building. Is it time for Mo Bamba to come home to New York? You know, these are the type of names we're talking about, and I just don't know. I don't know what they do, but I'm willing to see. You know, I'm waiting to see. You look at some of these teams in the bottom, Detroit, they got a lot of big men. They've just lost 25 games in a row. Are they ready to send one packing? The Wizards we talked about. Gafford, he just signed a new contract. You know, are the Knicks willing to go there? So I'm willing to be a little patient, fellas, because it's only December, you know, and it's only December to January, and Hartenstein is holding it down. He's holding it
Yeah.
down, and he brings a whole new dynamic. You know, I saw Julius Randle leak out for a dunk yesterday. I never seen that in my 4 years, but that's Hartenstein. You know, he catches the ball, and he's a white joke. He's like throwing the
He's a
ball.
great passer.
Yeah,
Nah,
he's
he's
a great
a he's a
passer.
he's a poor man's Joker. Isn't it? You're right.
So it is what it is right now. I think we'll be all right. Not all right. I mean, we obviously gonna miss Mitch, but I think we'll hold it down, man, to around the trade deadline. But the Knicks need to do something. I
Yeah.
mean, we can't think we could go to the playoffs with this patchup work. We can't. You know, this Knicks team is good. Let's add to it. You know, the Knicks have four. They have Detroit's unprotected second round pick. They have Utah's unprotected second round pick. They have their own pick, and they have Dallas first round pick. I think 1 through 10 protected. So they have draft picks. They have assets that we need to shift around. You're not gonna bring in four rookies next year. So let's not wait till the to free agents. I mean to the NBA draft to make a move, fellas.
Yeah.
So, but Zebo, how you feeling about this Mitchell Robinson injury and who you looking to target?
Yeah, bro. I mean, I feel the same way you do. I think it's a big loss. Like, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Like, and just for the fact that we still got more than 50% of the season to go, and so,
Yeah,
and he was a big part, bro. I mean, the same way we depend on Jalen Brunson on the offensive end, like that's how we depend on Mitchell Robinson on the defensive end. Like, this was a
yeah,
man that was literally one of the candidates for defensive player of the year. Like, when he's on the court, you could feel his presence. And you've also seen it these last few games too. Like, honestly, the defense it has been shaky. The amount of points that we are giving up to opposing teams is up there. And so I don't think, I definitely think moving forward it will be a bit of an issue. You are right. Hartenstein does bring a different dynamic, but again, that's on the offensive end. Like, as much as
mm,
we were willing, like with Mitchell Robinson, again, we were willing to, even though he's extremely limited on offense, we were willing to live with that because he just brought it on defense. So, yeah, bro. I mean, I feel like it definitely is going to be a big loss. The only thing I am just I'm gonna push back to you about is the playoffs. Because if you really think about it, because I feel like in the playoffs, if we face a team like Boston or Milwaukee, when KP was on them one on one, he did. It looked a little scary for Mitch, and also when he had Brook Lopez or guys like Giannis. So, but again, just thinking about the season in general, it's definitely going to be a big loss, and so we'll see. And also as well, the other thing I didn't brought up, which I think is going to be key, is that it honestly puts more pressure on Julius because there's going to be a lot of times where Julius he's gonna have to be on the five, and then we're gonna have to run small lineups, and we're gonna have to depend on him on defense. And for as much as again Julius has been balling crazy, the only thing that's been a little where we've had discussions is the fact that the effort on defense has been a little shaky, and so that just puts more pressure on Julius, and so that's something I'm gonna definitely be looking at to see how that works with him. With him switching over to the five at for most for points during the game. So yeah, bro, I think it's a big loss. I don't know who they're gonna bring. Like you said, bro, I was literally looking through all the teams to see what bigs would actually fit with us. I mean, I brought up Andre Drummond. I don't know. One person I was looking at, I think I told you, is Daniel Gafford, but he makes too much money. I was also looking at a person like Zach Collins from the Spurs, but I mean, again, Wemby needs that backup. I mean,
yeah.
so
Yeah.
And
And
they
they
and
just
I,
gave him a
traded.
and I think,
contract too.
and they just
So
gave him a contract too, and so
No,
I
they're
don't
not
know.
trading Zach Collins.
Yeah, and so it just the honestly the vat like the man the market for bigs is just scarce right now. And to be
I
honest,
feel,
and it's crazy. It's so ironic because we literally I feel like with Harnstein, probably Harnstein and Nas Reed, those are probably the two best backup bigs in the league. And
Yeah,
so that's the other part that's a little it's a little
yeah,
concerning. So you just don't know.
man. Nas Reed, man. Nas Reed would be
yeah, he's
a
nice.
That
nice,
would be
a nice
love, bro.
pickup,
That
man.
would be
He would be a nice pickup, but I'm sure he's gonna come at a premium price because, well,
hmm
premium price not only because he's good, but Minnesota don't need to make a move. They're
no, I
obviously using
don't.
him right now, and he's
Yeah,
definitely a guy that he's one of those stretch fives that could really change. That is almost like a unicorn, and even for us, like
Yeah,
that's what we know. That's our weakness, you know. And if we
right.
can add somebody like that, that could be almost we could counter other teams with
Yeah,
that
he's
play. That
versatile.
would be
Nah,
it
he's
would be
super.
beautiful.
Nah, he's super versatile. The other thing too. I know the Knicks they did go ahead and they sent over the paperwork so that we can try to get it. What was it like 7.2, 7.8 million? So we can go ahead and clear some cap space. So that's the other thing too. We can't even bring anybody expensive. So
yeah.
we have to get a center within that range, and so that's going to be the other challenge too. So
Yeah,
We're gonna have to
I don't
use that.
know.
We might have to use that Fournier contract possibly. I think two names to look out, fellas, for Kelly Olynyk from Utah. I mean, I think Utah is kind of bottoming out here, and they'll look to get some value for Olynyk. And the backup from the Hornets, Nick
Nick
Richards.
Richards. Yep.
He's a solid big man that I think you could get for the cheap. I think those are the type of moves that Leon will go for. Maybe second round pick. He's not giving up a first for a big man. I'll be shocked.
No,
I'll
no.
be
No,
shocked if he gives up a. So he's gonna look at kind of
no.
these players that you could probably get with one of these seconds. This Detroit pick is gonna be the 30th pick in the draft. I mean that's basically another first rounder.
The Hornets could definitely use that pick.
Yeah, so I'm thinking like Leon might throw. He's gonna dangle that pick, and if the contract is needed, throw in Fournier. So
Yeah.
it's a tough loss, fellas. It's a
Now
tough.
that you mentioned that guy, that's actually the guy that I was looking at today when I was doing my own research. And the reason this is also another reason why I was looking at him because he's a guy that got picked up. He's getting paid, if I'm not mistaken, it was like 15 mil for 3 years. So he's getting paid 5 mil per year. And the last year's not is not guaranteed, but he's still gonna be tied up for next year. Is the whole Hardenstein is actually going to be a free agent after the season, and you know the way he's playing, especially now with an increased role, he's definitely going to get the bag, or at least more than what he's getting now. And it's going to be a situation where he might want to leave, or the Knicks going to
What
match,
would
or
you
the Knicks
say?
going to be
What would you
willing to.
say Hartenstein's contract? How would you feel?
I mean, what like money wise, how much you would get paid?
Yeah.
Probably similar to Mitch, somewhere around like 12, 10, 12 mil. And are the Knicks going to be
Well,
willing to pay
he's
that
getting
for a
nine. I
backup?
think he's getting 9 right now.
So something. I mean, there's going to be a team that's going to be willing to pay him more than what the Knicks are going to be
I
willing to
think
pay.
like 4. I think 12 to 15 is what he's looking at. But
And
something about Mitch's contract, bro, is that it is actually descending. When we talked about that, so it actually is
I forgot
going
about.
down
Okay,
every year. So you kind of, I mean, if you have two centers making one is making 14, one is making 12, what is that, 26?
yeah, yeah,
That's kind of,
that's not bad.
yeah.
That's
That's
not
why
bad.
I think that's why I feel comfortable because that the Mitch contract is great for his value.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that contract is
That's
good.
not bad. I forgot about the whole Mitch. I mean, there's a lot of guys on the team that have that
Yeah,
similar descending contracts where this was the thought, they were planning, they planned accordingly, and it was to give them some type of
I think JB is
flexibility
like that.
later on. And to think that the salary cap is also going to be increasing as well. So that's
Yeah,
also going to play a part.
Right.
But
that-
but I'm sure that that's going to be a thought,
yeah, for
coming
sure.
coming into considering who they're going to trade for, whether it's Nick Richards, whether it's Zach Collins, or anybody else that's would be tied up for us in the long term, would probably
Mhm.
play a part in Hardenstein's contract decision as well, because we don't want to go into the season with three centers that all are playable. You know, I
You
in
might,
fact, and I actually heard somebody mention even Capella, because you know the Hawks, they have a
They
situation
have
where they
two.
got a
Yeah, they have a
Congu,
combo. Yeah,
and we
and
saw
Capella.
last year where they pretty much gave John Collins up for nothing to the Jazz, where you know maybe we could get a Capella for the cheap, you know, and he's essentially almost like
Mitch,
very similar to Mitchell Robinson's skill set, you know.
for
So
sure.
Yeah,
I could see them doing something like that,
I
maybe,
like that.
but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
Capella got 20 million tied into him next year, which is kind of steep. But something to consider is how is Mitchell Robinson going to be next year? We
Mhm.
saw
right.
Julius come off a minor ankle surgery, started off slow this year.
Yeah,
So you figure like Mitch, how much does he need? I mean, the Knicks. This is the trash things about the Knicks is that they never are transparent with injuries. Like
yeah,
they just be hiding the shit like in the back. Like we don't know like what's really good with his ankle. Like before they were
Right.
like he's out till March. Now he's out the whole season. Like a week later. So that's pretty frustrating for the Knicks. I mean, like for us fans to kind of try to decipher because we just don't know.
Yeah,
They don't announce it. So
yeah,
that's something to think about. How's Mitch gonna be next year? Like,
yeah.
that's
I just real quick, bro. Just the last thing I'm gonna say is that I mean, we got. I definitely wanna. I'm gonna be keeping my eye these next few games because one thing you did say, Triple M, is I'm definitely agree with is that he does bring a different dynamic on the offensive end, and so even if we do see a little bit of a slip up on D, we
mm-hmm.
definitely got to see. We definitely got to see how the offense looks with him because you're absolutely right. I mean, we did it with Mitch. Like, we kept him on the floor even though he was limited on offense. He brought it on D. Maybe it's probably going to be reversed with iHeart. Like maybe
That's a
the
great
offense
point.
just flows. Maybe the offense just flows way better with him, and maybe we just keep him on the floor for more minutes. And so you
yeah.
never know.
Well, not maybe it is. You see, bro,
Yeah,
we've been playing great offensively, bro. We've been
yeah.
playing
Nah,
really
the
good
ball is swing.
offensively,
But our
Mm-hmm.
defense been ass.
and I think, but I did has been ass.
Our
Our
Yeah,
defense
defense
been
has been ass.
trash.
yeah,
So it is what it is, fellas. We'll see what this team cooks up. But man, get better, Big Mitch. Block this monster,
So,
man. We really
yeah. It's a
definitely
shame,
he's
bro. It's a
definitely a
shame.
fan favorite here in New York.
It's a
But
fact.
fellas, just staying on that topic real quick. Is there anybody on the current squad? Like who needs to step up here now that Mitch is out? Zebo, I'll go with you first.
I mean, I think the obvious would have to be Jericho Sims. I mean, I know he's. I mean, again, it's
Oh no,
it's
man.
hard because man, I would have to say
Yeah,
actually no. Actually, I'm gonna say actually I'm gonna say the same person I said and I'm gonna say the same person, man. I think it's gonna be Randall. I
yeah,
think there's gonna be a lot of I think it's gonna be more. I think he has to make sure he has to bring it on defense. Like obviously he's been bringing it on offense and we're all good. Like we love it. We love to see it, but we need to start seeing the effort on defense because there's gonna be a lot of there's gonna be lineups where it's gonna be Josh Hart at the 4 and he's gonna be at the 5, and so he has to, and so there's gonna be a lot of small ball lineups, and so do have to depend on him to make sure that obviously we're not gonna see the same amount of offensive rebounds with him on the floor like we did with Mitch, but if you could just bring the effort, I think everything should kind of smooth out a little bit. So yeah, so I'm gonna just say Julius, just because I think they're gonna emphasize having him at the 5 a little more.
mm.
for me, I'm gonna have to go RJ Barrett, man. I'm gonna tell my kids the story about pre-migraine RJ Barrett. I'm gonna just be like that man was legendary. Cause after he got his
What, 5 game stretch?
yeah, that was a great stretch, man. But after that migraine, that man has disappeared again.
Literally.
And I just think, Tiz was talking about it. I think it was post game or pre game. Like the Knicks are just gonna go small. Like, he even said Josh Hart might play the 5. So that's why I'm saying like RJ has to be more consistent because he's gonna be needed to play that 4 possibly, or even maybe that small ball 5. I doubt it, but we might see it.
Yeah.
And I was watching yesterday in particular, DiVincenzo, man. He's such a good rebounder. I just did not notice that. That man, he has like perfect timing. And you kind of see RJ, man. He just be struggling sometimes. It be forced. It be just nasty. He's just like he's lucky he's a fan favorite because they would have been cooking him like they do Julius. RJ he be getting cooked, but he gets a mini pass. But I've just been a little disappointed in RJ. I think like most of us have been because it's just the consistency's been lacking. And he made a couple bad decisions in that Laker game I could remember in particular.
Yeah,
It was like, come on. Without Mitchell Robinson, I think we feel comfortable that Julius is gonna bring it, JB is gonna bring it, but now we need RJ to bring it every single night. Because we talk a lot on this show how when the Knicks need almost everything to be perfect to win the game. They just need that. They're a scrappy squad. So they need everything to hit. So in Mitch Robinson, I need more consistency from RJ. As we try to fill that hole with a big fella. Um, Don Juan, how you feeling?
I agree with both of y'all, both of those players. I mean, realistically, everybody has to step it up. We we're a team that, well, at least up until Mitchell Robinson was playing, we were bailed out a lot of times because of Mitchell Robinson having that force in the paint. Whether they got beat, you know, and their whoever got beat and their man was driving in, Mitchell Robinson was there to, be there for the contest or be there just so, I mean, people were avoiding driving in because they knew Mitchell Robinson was in there. So it's really gonna have to take a team effort to play bigger than what everybody is. Like you mentioned, Matt, Triple M, Dante DiVincenzo is a guy that he has a knack for the ball, but it needs to be contagious all across the board. Whether it's Josh Hart. I mean, Josh Hart is similar in a way, but he just has games where he's not really a factor. And I do think that, being that he's almost like that de facto um backup power forward, he's gonna have to be even bigger than what he is already, and he's gonna get more minutes as we saw last night. Even though there's probably more of a he has a thing about playing against Brooklyn. I don't know, but I do think that he's gonna have to step up. Guys like Quinn Grimes is gonna have to play. Bro, everybody's gonna have to play bigger, and it's gonna have to take a team effort to just stay tied up to their man. I know Grimes. He's already a guy that we can't really complain about him on the defensive end, but ever since that change of him going to the bench, he has stepped it up. And for some reason, I personally wouldn't change it. I think is a good thing. It has changed the offensive scheme a bit too, and it's just everybody has to play their part on defense. Whether it's lock up your man, stay in front of your man, and we haven't seen that as of late. We have given up a lot of open shots like we saw last night, and but that is how they play. The Knicks do drop back on defense, but that's also going to hurt us a lot in the season. There's going to be teams that are going to go into the game with that same mind, knowing that we're going to do that, and they're going to shoot the lights out like we've seen before. We've seen that plenty of times. That it just seems like teams always go off against the Knicks. Maybe because last night wasn't an MSG. Maybe the shots weren't going in, but watch. I mean, I'm not even gonna. Let's not
Yeah,
even
don't say it.
manifest
Don't
that
say it.
shit.
Don't say it.
But our guards need to step up. Whether it's the JBs, whether it's the Emmanuel Quickleys, whether it's RJ, even though RJ is a small forward, those guys, everybody has to take a team effort because our defensive anchor isn't there anymore, and we're not going to be bailed out. There's a lot of mistakes that whether it's missing a rotation, whether it's not communicating. I feel like the players overall need to do a lot better communicating, and that takes a team effort. That takes everybody to play their part, and we'll see, man, because we have been struggling defensively, and it's all team defense, bro. It's all team defense.
Yeah, I agree. I agree, man. I had like two drinks right now. It's starting to get
Yo, RJ got
hot.
Triple M so stressed he had to take out the beanie.
Yeah, like
He
I
was
had
like,
to take
man,
up the
RJ,
beanie.
come on. You're like,
I
yo,
had
come on, man.
I had two drinks. RJ got me sick right now. I got hot. I got hot. Got hot. I'm about to take off my sweater too,
I was
man.
like, nah, my
And it's crazy because last night there was this one like fast break where he just drove in and it was three people on him, and he forced the ball and he just got stripped. Like it was ugly. It honestly was one of those plays where people would always like come at Randall like, oh, he dribbled it off his foot.
Yeah.
And I'm
You don't
like,
see
yo,
that no
but
more.
you don't see that no more, but you see that with RJ all the time. He's overthinking it, and it seems like I mean, not to say he's jealous, but he
Bro,
just wants to be a part of the fun
He
with
is.
points.
bro, he
When
got a
everybody's
mind,
doing their thing, he's
bro.
like, "It's my turn to like score," and it's like, bro, but you got your man in the corner, dish it out. You got IQ, you got DiVincenzo in the corner, give him the open shot, and he's forcing matters, man.
Bro, he
He's
I
got a
mean,
getting
I don't
migraine,
know.
man. He got a
I,
migraine.
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
I was gonna mention it too when Triple M was talking about the Laker game. I don't know if y'all noticed it, but I was watching the bench when he was there, and especially during that fourth quarter, my boy was pouting. I'm not gonna lie, he was pouting. He was tight. He was tight. He
I
wasn't
think
there, and
I
so
think he was mad at himself though. I'm not even gonna try to defend on it because that was after
I
that
don't
bum ass
know.
foul he did on Reeves. Like
Oh,
that was a
Oh yeah,
bad.
yeah.
3-pointer.
So I think he was pretty mad at himself. Like you knew Tibbs was going, you knew Tibbs was going to sub you out after that disaster. So I don't think he was
Yeah.
pouting. I think not defending him because that was a terrible play. I think he was just mad at himself for the most part. And he missed a wide open three just before that. He was wide open.
Hmm.
Yep,
I know because I
Yeah.
needed it for the Parleys.
that would have closed up the game for sure too.
Facts. And I don't know if y'all remember too. Last year against the Lakers, he played. Yo, he balled out against the
He
Lakers
thought,
last year.
bro,
So
he has a
it's
migraine. All
crazy.
right, yo, we out, we out. Yeah, that's it. That's it with the RJ slander. Watch. Oh man, fellas, I want to ask y'all something though, my guys. Do you guys remember where were you on December 20th, 2006? Don't even
Yeah.
answer that. I'll tell you. We was right here.
Going to count. It is going to count. Yes, it is. Kind of has to be a tip as they throw it at the basket. Going to count.
Man,
Yo,
just a
best
classic
$10 ever spent in
moment.
my life.
No, it's disappointing because sometimes I'll be telling people how I was at that game and I feel like they be thinking I'm capping. And it's like, yo, we was really there. Like that was, but this is just something that I guess we got to just enjoy and tell. And there was no proof, no need to be proven, and we just what a night. But to answer the question, me, Don Juan, Zebo, and I don't know if it was James or somebody else was at the game in New York City, Madison Square Garden. We paid $10 from the scalpers outside, got into the arena. Our teacher actually worked there, snuck us into the 100 levels because the Knicks were so bad. But there was just not even nobody coming to the game. And we saw
It
that
was a different
classic,
time. It was a different time.
David Lee tipping live in person, man. And we just went nuts. What a game. But it was the anniversary, man. 2000. Yo, we getting old. We getting
Yo,
old.
Yeah,
we was in yo, we
you
was in
showing our
eighth,
age, man. You showing our
bro. We
age.
was in eighth, bro. We was in eighth grade when that. Yo, we literally
Nah,
went
we
to
Wasn't
was
the
not
definitely
yard.
freshman.
we
It
was
was
high school.
freshman.
Yeah, we was
Freshman,
in high
freshman,
Freshman
school
year
yeah,
high
already.
school.
freshman year high school.
2006, we was in high school
And
already. But
still, dang.
that brings a good question I want to ask you, fellas. Besides this game, obviously that we went to, what is your best game winner or go ahead shot that you've seen as a Knicks fan?
Mm. So for me, besides this one, because I mean, this was my first Nick game, and if I'm not mistaken, it might have been like double OT.
Hmm.
But for me, that I remember, I mean, I'm never gonna forget that. But we were terrible around that time, so that game really didn't matter. It was Knicks versus Celtics. RJ Barrett hits game winner over Jason Tatum.
Mm,
Zach, I was actually at the game too. I guess that also helps. Also, the fact that we were down like 20 something at one point, double digits. Then you add the Julius Randle thumbs down factor in it. It was like a whole lot of things going on in that game. And then to end it in that fashion with an RJ game winner, it was just an exciting and beautiful feeling that honestly I don't think I could ever, well, unless there's another game like that. But in my Knicks fandom, I don't think I could ever relive a situation like that, unless whether it's a playoff game or championship. But
yeah.
as of right now, that's probably like one of the not one of the best games I've ever attended, even though we went to that home opener was against the Celtics a couple years back that went to double
Oof,
OT, and that shit was nuts too.
that's
But the
crazy.
one that at least I can remember, because even that game was a little spotty by the time we was in OT.
Oh yeah, I don't remember nothing of that game.
But yeah, I say the RJ game winner against the Celtics.
That's a classic. That's a classic right there, and kind of it sparked the Celtics. It
Oh
definitely
yeah,
sparked the Celtics. Celtics
literally.
started
They
killing
actually
that.
remember Jason Tatum
Yo, he was
mentioned that in
tight.
the press conference. Like
He was
it
tight.
was after that game where it pretty much set us off. I'm like, wow, like that
Yeah,
was the game, you know. Take the Knicks though, man. Sometimes it's only you got to take the Knicks to get punched in the gut.
that was definitely a forgettable season for us.
Oh,
So, but yeah, that was a great game. That was a great game. But what about you, Zebo?
Man, for me, I'm really about to show my age because mine that I remember vividly, I don't y'all definitely gonna remember this too, but this was against the Sixers. AI was playing against Marbury, but Nate Robinson hit the game winner from the
Mm,
corner. That's my like that I remember vividly. I think because I don't know if it was like it was an early either Saturday or Sunday game.
man, we
And
old.
yeah, bro, he hit that three from the
Is
corner,
that the
actually
game?
on AJ.
Is that the game where Nate was benched like 20 games in a row and then he came back?
No, 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 no. That was not. No. This was actually his rookie year because this was
Okay.
so the David Lee was '06. That had to been '05. Yeah, that had to been '05. So this was his rookie year.
jeez.
And yeah, bro, he literally hit that, man. It's crazy, that high arc three from literally the corner on AI too. So yeah, that one, I definitely got to say that one.
Damn, we old, man.
Yeah,
Yo,
we
yo, nah, that's a fact.
yo. I think mine's I'm gonna
Yo.
go with kind of an easy answer here. That Carmelo three against the Bulls. It
Mm.
wasn't a game winner, but it was a go ahead three. And I just remember the Bulls coming into town. They were the number one seed, best defensive team led by Tom Thibodeau, Derrick Rose, MVP candidate. And the Knicks, we were battling and we were showing our toughness. And that was on an Easter Sunday. So everybody's dressed to impress, especially in the Spanish culture. So everybody's going out. I'm here watching this game with my fresh gear on. And you see Melo hit those big 3-pointers, not one, but two over Taj Gibson here. That's now with the Knicks, one of them. And it kind of was just like, yo, the season might be special. Like we beating the number one Bulls, seeded Bulls. Like they can't come to the Garden and mess with us. Like we'll take them. We'll take them. And I think that was the feeling I had after that game. And I'll never forget those shots. And it was exciting. It was exciting. Obviously, my feelings were misled. It was false, but you kind of felt good about that Knicks squad after that, after those two shots by Melo, and definitely my favorite. And a little side note showing my age, I remember I was on a roll that year, fellas. I actually went with my pops to the Stephon Marbury game where he caught the ball with like 3 seconds and
Oh,
ran it
Jazz
the
against the
full length
Jazz,
of the court and hit the
the
Jazz. So that's kind
layup,
of my
yeah.
second favorite because I was like, yo, I was just here for the David Lee. Now I'm seeing this thing. If I'm not mistaken, I gotta believe that was the same year, but I believe like that was
Might have.
Yeah, I think it was. I think
Remember.
it was, or the year that we made the playoffs, which was what
nah
the
nah.
year.
We was trash. We was trash
Oh, it was
because
trash.
We made the
Okay.
playoffs in '04.
Oh, four. Okay, yeah.
let me Google it real quick. We was
No,
definitely
no, no. Yeah,
trash.
you're right. It was '06. It had to be '06. Yeah, you're
We was
right.
definitely trash because that's where I went to the game with my pops. But oh look, wait, what? Hold on now. This says December 19th.
Back to back.
Yo, wait, we won back-to-back games at the buzzer? Nah, that seems a little off.
That's 2006 too.
Yo,
Yeah, that
for
says
real.
2006.
Yeah, so you were fresh out the game. You're like, yo, let's go to the game again.
Yo, maybe. Who
Maybe
knows?
that you
Dang.
sparked. Maybe you sparked something for us to go to that game. Because even just
Nah.
going to MSG, thinking about it, going to MSG at 14. I mean, mind you, we was kids. We were early teens. and we decided to go to MSG. I think you might have, dealing with some scalpers. Yo, we could go there, get some tickets for the cheap, man, and be out there.
Maybe I sparked it. Maybe the young Triple M. You can't remember, but maybe I scalped tickets with my pops the day before, and I led the fellas to go again, and we went. Nah, I'm gonna have to get to the bottom of this, man. I'm gonna come back to you. Let's get up out of here, Don Juan. Oh no, actually, never mind. Hold on. Let me as I get to the bottom of it, man. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, man. Salute to y'all for supporting the show. Supporting the show. I'm like mind blown right now. I really gotta figure this out. So all right, I'm here in 2005, 2006. So we beat Utah. Okay, makes sense, makes sense.
So was it back to back? What is it?
It was back to back.
Wait, no, this is a Utah win. We actually played Utah the day before. So this is 2006 season. I'm on the wrong year, man. My bad, my bad. Have some patience. Have some patience, man.
Well, if anybody has an idea right now, make sure to comment on the bottom of the video. I know Triple M is looking for it, but give us, a little something that you remember. Maybe you could help us out because that was, I mean, Stephon Marbury was the king of New York around that time. That was
All right,
that
so
was
it
the
was
guy.
actually 2006. Yes, right here. I see it, but I don't. You know what? We're gonna have to do this some other time. There's a lot going on right now.
Right, it is a lot going on.
But Knicks Wildin fans, man, thank y'all. Got really thank y'all for a milestone that we set out a few when we started this. Like it's just I always talk about it, and a big shout out to Don Juan and Zebo. Like we come here, we have fun, we talk Nick. We have no agendas. We're not doing nothing for money. It's just good old fashioned Knicks talk for passion and love for this team. And we wanted 1,000 subscribers on the YouTube, and finally we passed that mark. So thank y'all from the bottom of our heart for real. Um, 1,000 subscribers is nice. It's a nice start for us. So we really appreciate it. And before I announce the giveaway, I'm gonna let Don Juan and Zebo say something. Don
Yeah,
Juan.
yeah. Thanks. Like Triple M said, thank you guys for really supporting us. I mean, I feel like almost every episode I'm always saying like thanks for like going with us and like flowing with us throughout this journey. This has been a great time. I mean, like Triple M said, there's no agendas as you can see on Twitter. People just spewing a whole bunch of nonsense, and we don't come out here. Obviously, we have our own point of view, but it's our own point of view and opinion, and that's about it. We're not creating narratives and and even like throwing low blows at people that have different opinions. Everybody is entitled to their own opinion, and we appreciate your takes. At the end of the day, that's what being your own person is, and we always appreciate you know other people's opinion. As you can see, we always have different guests, and I just want to say thanks to the fans that or the viewers, the listeners, because at the end of the day, we wouldn't be here without y'all. I feel like it definitely encourages us to continue doing this. At the end of the day, is we don't do it for the numbers, but the numbers encourage us to keep going because we know at the end of the day, like there's people that they hit us up on the side like, yo, good show. Damn, y'all was spinning, y'all was doing this, y'all was doing that. Or I disagree with your take. I agree with your take. Like it's fine to disagree or agree. Like we just appreciate the conversation and even the relationships we're building as we grow this community. And we know the Knicks fan base is huge, and we do live in the biggest market, so the Knicks fan base is almost like limitless. Like there's so much people in this community, but our community that we're growing, that people that have reached out or that have worked with us in the past, like we appreciate y'all because we wouldn't be here without y'all, and nonetheless, it's something to talk about. Is in this world today that it can be gloomy. People, are depressed and dealing with stuff. this is where we take time to discuss something that we all enjoy and come together, whether we agree to disagree. We could conversate and just let loose,
Yeah.
and even have a beer and even have a beer while we do it. That's and then beer is something that I love too, and and I'm pretty sure a lot of Knicks fans do too. So I
Got
can't
to.
lie, man. It is a special moment. 1K was a milestone that we honestly spoke about it, but and we felt like we were like, yeah, we're gonna reach it eventually, but we reached it. I felt like pretty fast in the sense where we it's all been organic. We didn't pay. It's nothing like we like. Let's pay for subscribers. That's something that we actually were frowned upon. Now we're not gonna do that. We're gonna do it the right way and get people that really take their time to listen and enjoy what we talk and have their own takes and partake with us throughout the day and whatnot. But for real though, Don Juan out here, I feel really like I can't say it enough. I appreciate y'all, man. Thank you guys for being with us along this journey, man.
Don Juan had like 3 beers right now. He's on his emotions. On his emotions right now.
Nah, I mean I say it almost every show. I appreciate y'all for joining us and
Yes, sir.
and for
Thank
real,
you
man, to
for real,
make
for
it
real.
to make it hit a 1K is real special.
Yes, man. Yes, sir. Zebo.
Yeah, man. Just honestly, I just want to give both of y'all flowers because honestly, the 1K, like y'all the ones that started this. Like, I remember the first episode I hopped on, literally a few minutes before the episode ended. I remember my laptop falling, and you literally made that the episode where the camera was like literally on the floor. So to see, to go from that to 1,000 subscribers, I think at that point, I think it was only like 100. It wasn't nothing crazy. So to see it,
Fact.
to see the growth, man, it's honestly, it's it honestly is, this is all just the consistency, all the hard work that y'all both put in, and so I appreciate y'all having me. Obviously, I try to show the same type of work ethic, the same energy y'all put in. So, yeah, man. Honestly, just shout out to y'all because if it wasn't for y'all, like this wouldn't be possible. And you ran like y'all both said, like this is all organic. Like we genuinely like doing this. So
Yeah.
yeah, just shout out to the hard work y'all put in.
No, and that's a fact too. That's actually great that you mentioned that because we all have our full-time jobs and we have our life, we have family, we have social lives, and we take the time to do this because at the end of the day, we're really Nick fans, and we take the time to do our research and take notes. Like, okay, this is what I want to say. Like, we do most of it. It is off, like off the wing in a sense, but we do take our time to do our research because we do talk. Like, look, this is what we talk about. This is what we're gonna do. This, like, we don't we it's not no BS. And we could be doing other things, and we out here like this is also a friendship that we've been building. We've been together since kids. I mean, we just told y'all we pretty much went one of our, well, at least for me, my first game went to that tip-in game. Like, what a story to tell your kids, like we was there. And then the fact that we did it all together, and look at us now as adults talking about this in our podcast. Like, who would have thought we'd be here right now doing this? And we made it together to 1K. Like, that's really a blessing, and it just goes to show you that you know that's something that obviously we're friends at the end of the day, but something that keeps us together is this Knicks fandom, and I'm sure that there's many that can relate.
Facts, 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 all facts. Shout out to Don Juan Zebo. I always say it, man. I really appreciate y'all. And Zebo, too. Started off as the sixth man, but unlike quickly, he turned into
That's
DiVincenzo.
good.
Now he's here with us every episode. So, as much as you give us our flowers, Zebo, me and Don Juan appreciate you, too. But without further ado, fellas, let's get into the giveaway. We have an exciting giveaway here to give you that we've been kind of amping up for
As
a few
promised, as promised.
episodes here. And we're thrilled today to announce this special giveaway here on our podcast. So Me, Don Juan, and Zebo, we let you guys know what was our favorite game winner or go ahead shot that we've ever witnessed. So I'm asking you guys the same. What is your favorite game winning Knicks shot or go ahead 3-pointer at the end of the game? Let us know in the comments. Make sure to comment on the YouTube or Instagram. Make sure to like the video, and you automatically will be enrolled for a special Knicks hat right here, signed by yours truly, the point guard Jalen Brunson. Right here's the Jalen Brunson signature right here. Real authentic. Triple M got it right here at the Knicks giveaway. Oh no,
Oh,
I
then
got
the green screen,
green screen on
the
my
garden, the garden covering it right now.
the
Yeah.
garden's covering it. Uncle Jimmy, he might frown upon giving the little things away. Shout out to James Dolan. But we'll post this picture, so it could be authentic, no knockoff. We don't got
No.
Don Juan signing fake Jalen Brunson hats on the corner. This is real right here. This is real right here for our fans. Jalen Brunson, he was like, "Yo, Triple M, you've been wilding on the podcast. Calm down. I'm gonna sign this hat, but chill out." I'm like, "Ah, I bet I got you. I'm gonna give this hat away to one of the fans." Nah, but on all seriousness, y'all could get this little Knicks, JB signed hat right here. Got a little JM in the corner. I don't know what that means. They gave us this at the giveaway. Got the New York Forever in the back. It could be yours. It could be yours. I'm not even gonna put it fresh out. Fresh out.
It's got value. Literally, a signed hat from one of the best point guards coming out the Knicks. So
Come on, only here on Knicks Wilders where we do that. Don't do that anywhere else. We got the signed Jalen Brunson hat. Where you doing that? Where you doing that at? But yeah, make sure to let us know. Let us know what's your game winner. Hit us up on the gram. Hit us up on YouTube. We'll make sure to add you to the pie. Don Juan be cooking up them pies, writing up them names. He takes this serious. He takes this serious. He doesn't like messing around. He checks, he double checks, he makes sure you like the video, he makes sure you
Make sure you
subscribe.
subscribe. Yeah.
He does it all. Don Juan, he don't play with that. So don't mess with Don Juan because he gets to the bottom of it. Last time we got a fake fraud that one, Don Juan was like, nah, man. Stop the channel.
Not it.
We're
Not
not
it.
doing that. So you can't get past Don Juan, man. He's like a detective on the side. But I can't wait. I can't wait to see what y'all like, man. Let us know what y'all like. See, I could win this JB signed hat. But excited to see the answers we get, fellas. I'm excited to see. So on that note, let's get up out of here. Knicks Wildin', episode 71, fellas. 71.
72. 72.
Oh, 70. Look at that.
72.
72.
I'm blaming the
72.
alcohol. We creeping up on. I'm been saying 71. My bad.
Yeah,
Anytime you heard
72,
me say
man.
71 in this episode, just think about it with 72. We up out of here, fellas, man. Peace.
Yeah, good night.